Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with an Obsidian news update. Obsidian is once again insisting they would love to work on the Fallout franchise, and this has to be like the 5th time they've done this, and I'm going to get into why that's so important during today's discussion. But for now, let's look at the quotes coming from an IGN article, which I will have linked in the description down below. Fallout New Vegas director Josh Sawyer spoke to the possibility of Obsidian Entertainment making another Fallout game, saying that given the opportunity, the studio would love to work on another entry in Bethesda's post-apocalyptic franchise. "I would certainly love to work on a Fallout game again," Sawyer said in the latest episode of IGN Expert Mode. "I know there are tons of people at Obsidian who would love to work on a Fallout game again. If we were given the chance, we would certainly love to." Even though he's currently working on projects that aren't related to Bethesda's open world franchise, Sawyer said he gets more questions about Fallout than anything else, noting the question as to whether or not Obsidian will return to the franchise is something people ask all the time. So like I said, this has to be the 5th time that Obsidian has done this, saying, "We'd like to work on Fallout. We are interested in Fallout. We would certainly make another Fallout game." We've heard it in all different variations, but all boiling down to Obsidian wanting to make another Fallout game. So what happens at this point in time? Well, it's up to Bethy Boo to extend the helping hand and make this possible, if they would like to. The reason it's so important to note that Obsidian keeps insisting they would love to do this is because of two things. Number one, it's obvious they're trying to get the attention of Bethesda. They're not just saying it for their own health. They're saying, yeah, we're interested. We'd love to work on Fallout. And just because they want it does not mean that they are necessarily going to. That does not mean that at all. Do keep that in mind. The other and more sad thing to note here is that the more that they are talking about it, the more they are asking about it, the more it means that they are not working on it. So at this point in time, no, Obsidian's not working on a new Fallout game. They've said that publicly before. I know some people like to think that with these interviews popping out, talking about Obsidian and Fallout, that maybe they're just doing a little trickery saying, hey, yeah, we'd love to work on Fallout, and surprised they're working on a Fallout game. But ironically, in the games industry and really entertainment in general, what speaks the most is silence. So when we stop hearing these pleas to working on the Fallout franchise, when we stop hearing things along those lines, that's when I think we'll know that Obsidian might be working on Fallout. That, or they'll just get tired of answering the same old question over and over again. But what I'm saying is that it's excellent they want to work on it, but the more we hear about this, it is a sad reminder that they are currently not working on one, and meaning that any chance of an Obsidian Fallout game is many years out. Still, it's good to know that as time goes on, Obsidian is still currently interested in a Fallout game. Once again, as I said earlier, putting this in Bethesda's lap, saying all you have to do is extend the offer, invite them in to make this possible. This is a move that would please hardcore fans. This would be a move that would please brand new fans. This would be great for the Fallout franchise in general. It's one of those things that I'm not just saying for the sake of Obsidian making a new Fallout game, but it just makes sense to make another Fallout game, doesn't it? And to make it with a studio who loves Fallout, not that Bethesda doesn't, but who also understands Fallout entirely and what makes a Fallout game special. Otherwise, there's not much else to go off of with this news story. We've talked about this a couple of times in the past, and so I shall just lay it to rest here and listen to what you guys have to say in the comments down below. So fire away, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for being late on this news bit. It actually flew under the radar, more than likely because of the fact that Obsidian has said this many times in the past. So it wasn't really breaking news necessarily. Regardless, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.